Get today's show underway. Welcome everybody to yet again. Side note, the next page, number 2. Today's a hot one. Probably one of the
Not here.
hottest
It's
topics
actually kind
getting
of
around.
cold, hence the jacket.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a bit frosty outside. But
Yeah.
probably one of the hottest topics in the streaming world. Vods.
Yes.
Yeah, for and against. I mean, there's a lot of issues both ways. With the current technology that we have, is there a reason, I guess, for smaller, newer platforms to implement VODs?
Well, I mean, there's so many factors in that. It's not it's not as simple as Vods, flip the switch. It's not as simple as that, and I think that's what a lot of people actually want. Yeah, or actually think is happening. It's just you code a few things. I've got Vods now. No, it's nowhere near that simple. There's a whole complex process in the background. I mean, it adds an extra financial strain. You've got servers. Yes, you have to code it. There's a whole whole mess of problems going on.
I mean, look, for the long and short end of it. I mean, YouTube. Okay, that kind of makes sense because they were originally a video service to begin with. They added live streaming, so it makes sense, right? For a site like, again, your Trovos, your Facebook, things like that, and Glimish, Brime, all these new ones that are popping up, with the ability of a streamer to actually make their own VOD, video it, edit it, upload it to YouTube, then delete it off their computer, it doesn't make sense.
But you don't even have to
it on the channel. Well, no, you can just upload raw footage. Exactly right.
You can just upload the original file, like as is. Like a lot of people do it. Yeah, that's why a lot of people have like a second channel. They'll have their main channel, which is like all edited stuff or whatnot, and they'll usually have a second channel, which is just completely raw, uncut, like the entire stream, whatever it is.
Well, I mean, when you think about it, what is a VOD? I mean, a VOD is the recording of your stream.
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically just the system records it and you've just got it there. Like,
yeah. So, I guess to get down to the nitty gritty of it all, we really need to sort of break it all down. What are the pros? What are the cons of supporting VODs on a platform? Like pros.
I don't see any. Personally,
the only thing I can think of is if you sort of missed half the stream and you want to watch it, you want to watch the whole thing, or you were a day late, or something like that's really about it. It's the only pro I see out of that.
Are you really supporting the streamer at that point?
No. Well, no, because
the stream is a live stream for a reason.
Yeah, but like, see, it gets all complicated because that doesn't count towards a view. It's a view on a VOD.
It's a view on a video that's technically in a different space.
Like, yeah, you might be viewing the VOD, but the streamer doesn't get anything out of it.
Well, let's take into consideration. We were talking over the weekend, right? You showed me your details from before Mixer shut down, and I showed you mine. Now at the same point, I had more views than you did, but I had less followers, on my account. So you had more followers, but you had a lower view on your on your channel. So the problem that you have when you create a VOD and you have the VODs there is they can't be linked to your main streaming site. So, AKA, if let's say we did VODs on Glimish, it couldn't be like on my channel because people are just going to go, oh, well, I can just watch it anytime. It's like a TV show. I can binge watch it. They just come and click, watch it, and then they're gone. So you're not getting the viewership. This is why I say VODs are a bad idea for a platform. And hello, lady back there. For the platform, they're a bad idea because people just get complacent. They just go, yeah, look, he streamed. I'll just go and catch it later. Where if it's on YouTube, if you can separate the two away from each other, and you have your live stream account, and then you have your VOD account, you can build the two together without clashing one on the other.
Yeah, and I totally agree with that because, you look at VODs on Twitch, they're only available for 2 weeks.
14 days or something, yeah.
Yeah. So
that's for affiliates. 30 days for partners. Still a month. I mean,
why? Like, if you're okay, so if you're watching a partner streamer and they would stream quite regularly, right? Yeah, why on earth would you watch a VOD from a stream 20 days ago?
Well, you see, that's what I'm saying with the live stream. You're there doing a live stream.
Yeah.
If people want videos on demand, that's what YouTube is for. That's what video storage is for. That's what they can do. You can do that elsewhere. And that's why I think VODs on a platform are just not a great idea. I just don't feel that it's a necessary evil.
Like I do understand the complexities, like so like
when you dig deep, you got to think of the coding behind it, the storage space behind it. If you've got, say, 1,000 streamers and everyone streams it 6 hours, how big's the file size? Then you've got to pay for those as well. So that's another cost. So if you break all the fundamentals down, it's not it's not right for a platform to be footing that bill. Now, if you want to pay for your VODs, why would you want to pay a platform to bring in VODs when you can just record it and upload it yourself for free? Like, it makes no sense.
Yeah. And it's permanent. It's permanent storage.
Like, everyone goes, oh, we got to get clips on the platform. But why? We've got third-party applications that can run and make a clip.
Yeah.
I mean, you can make it yourself with your software. Learn to use your software to make your things happen.
I mean, like, I use OBS to record this show as it's streaming. It doesn't take any extra processing power. All it takes up is storage space, realistically.
And you can delete it. I mean, once you've uploaded it, you can delete it.
I mean, well, I usually re-encode it into a smaller file anyway.
Yeah.
With better compression, and then I keep that secondary file and I delete the original.
You delete the original, but you can always go to YouTube later and download that episode again anyway. So it's not like you've really lost that file. You've uploaded it. It's in YouTube's memory bank. You can now just download it whenever you fucking want.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see the need.
I think people I think it's a misconception around recording stuff. Depending on the settings that you have in your software, the recording probably won't be as big as what you think it will be. Like, people are thinking, oh, it's going to be like this massive fucking file. I don't want to deal with that.
It's like 50 gigs and
look,
but it's not.
Like,
what was that 2.5 hour episode?
Oh,
what was that 2.5 hour episode? It was like 5 gig, 7 gig.
I honestly can't remember. It was actually quite big, but I overcompensate when I do the original recording, just so I don't lose any like detail or anything. That's just me. That's how I do things. I'm really picky about that sort of stuff.
But
you don't have to be
going above and beyond. You don't have to be that thorough. No, you can. You can drop it back a little bit and save yourself space. But like I said, you've only got to record for 2 gig. And then you can piss it off. You don't need to use that storage.
Again, it comes down to, the file format that you're using, which most of them compress pretty well. It just depends, how much of a bit rate you're shoving into that file. Really, that will generate a large file size. So a lot of people complain because, I stream for 12 hours, that file is going to be huge. Well, yes, of course, that file is going to be absolutely massive. But are you going to, what did you want from that? Did you want people to sit through a 12-hour VOD on the streaming platform?
VOD, exactly, yeah.
No. I mean, No.
I mean, if they couldn't sit through the original live stream and they couldn't catch you anywhere in that 12 hours, well, they're not there to support you anyway. So what's a VOD going to do?
If you're streaming for 12 hours and you're recording it, you're more than likely going to make a highlight reel out of that stream.
You're going to edit it down and clip it. Yeah, you're going to make clips off that 12 hours.
Cut out all the mess and just upload all the good bits if you're streaming for that long. Yeah.
I mean, I do see that, Twitch, obviously, with their VODs and stuff like that. But again, that's a massive company run by someone with a lot of fucking space, and they own servers. It's not like, Amazon's really paying anybody for the servers because Amazon own the fucking servers.
They own their own servers.
It's like you going and getting a bloody network storage drive with 25 hard drives at 100 gigs each and just using that. I mean, it's no different. I just don't see the sense and why we as streamers, and I say we because we've all been there, I don't see why we as streamers feel the entitled privilege that the site must give us VODs. I don't see it. I don't know why.
Yeah, I know.
Howdy, Banjo.
It's...
If there's a way to do something and you can do it off your own software, off your own back, you're best off doing it because it'll only grow your branding better. Because, like you said, you can edit, you can put nice little fancy fade-ins and little things at the front, and you can do weird little snippets, and you can put things at the back, and, you can just make that video just so much crisper and better than just a generic VOD that says, here I am for 12 hours. Look, I'm just driving around, and, you can find a way to spruce it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's not a useless feature. Don't get me wrong. It is a very good feature, but do it yourself. Record it, upload it, delete it. You're not wasting space. You're not filling a hard drive with fucking hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of VODs.
I mean, even if shit. There are people like me who like to keep, original files. I mean, I don't keep the original file. I keep the re-encoded file. But it's of higher quality than what probably YouTube could give me if I re-downloaded the file anyway. But I'm okay with that. It's a backup. It's a crystal clear backup. For the average Joe, you could record it, upload it, delete it off, and you've got that space again.
Exactly. But that's what we're talking about here. We're not talking about, your ninjas and stuff where they have a full fucking editing team who fucking use present and James Cameron the bloody thing out of the thing. We're talking about the average person who, like you or me, sitting there playing games for 4 or 5 hours, wants to record a VOD and goes, some of my community missed it.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Just upload the video. As long as you've got nothing in there that's going to give you a strike like your DMCA, or you've got an ability to take out, certain music or whatever, do that. But at no point should I think it falls to a platform to do something that streamers ourselves are able to do.
Yes. Quite easily. I mean, clips fall into that, but we'll get to that in a second. Yeah, I've completely forgotten what I was talking about.
Well, you see, that's the next point I was going to say. Covering VODs, it also opens you up to DMCA strikes. It opens you up to more copyright infringements that you may not be aware of.
Yeah.
Right. So that also opens up a problem is if a site now implements VODs in general, that now allows, your copyright guys, your DMCA guys, all that to come in and start hunting through and going, that's our song. Take that one off. Yeah, we need money for that.
And that's where DMCA will hit the most because it's now recorded. It's in a file that they can retrieve and that they can use against you. So, and that's, I mean, you hear about all those people who get DMCA strikes on VODs on Twitch.
On Twitch, that's what I was just referring to in the chat there.
Yeah.
I seriously think making your own video and then uploading it to, say, a YouTube or similar site allows you to build 2 different brands. It allows you to build your brand across 2 platforms, but they're completely separate. They don't link to the same point. I don't think that it should fall to a platform. I really don't. I think we're at the stage now where we really need to be, really honest and really open. And like you said before, you touched about the clips.
I mean,
no, exactly right. It is wrong, but I mean, the fact is, it's still a fucking law, and it's still got to be abided by the platform of choice. It's as simple as that. There's no avoiding it, and everyone hates it. Yeah, totally. Everyone's at the point now with DMCA where it's just a waste of fucking time. But unfortunately, it is a law, and breaking that law is no different to speeding or doing other law breaking fucking things. So you kind of got to stay within the means, but.
Yeah. I mean, like, even if we were to...
You want to switch us to a 3-man? We'll just drag Banjax.
Yeah.
Go. Banjax, welcome on in.
How are you, lads?
What are you hiding up there? We're good, mate. You?
Good. Glad you saw me eventually.
Sorry, I just looked over. Should have just told us in chat.
I was kind of lingering. I was kind of lingering after the clones thing anyway. So.
Oh yeah, all good.
So,
yeah, but
it's suck.
Yeah, but with DMCA, you have the same problem if you went along the clips route. If say Glimish started renting storage to store clips, yes, much smaller file size, and would probably be more beneficial financially. You still run into that DMCA problem.
Content as well.
Yeah. Well, that's it. I mean, short form content is a fucking winner at this stage. Look at YouTube Shorts and TikTok and all that sort of shit. It's just people are soaking that shit up. But you still fall into that DMCA realm of you've now got it recorded and you can get done for it.
Right. So I want to throw a curveball at you on that. Clips. Right? Great idea. Bad, and there's no simple way to execute it. And I say that because if you have it on the platform where it's a press of a button and it captures a certain window, do you run it consistently? Do you have a cooldown? Because again, as a streamer, you've got your own software. You can make a clip at a heartbeat and you can capture 30 seconds, 30 seconds, 30 seconds, 30 seconds. If you're saying that, clips are greater for storage, that's great. Yes. But what if, say, I come into your stream and I'm just being a douchebag and I just go click, 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 and I just make like 1,000 of them and fill the storage. Then it penalizes somebody else on the platform. So again,
I mean,
clips,
that's where you would implement like a cooldown per user or something. Like you can only
but then what
every so often.
It does bring up an interesting point though, because like you do see, at least when I was on Twitch, I saw people trying to clip some things, but sometimes it looks like they do it by accident, and then you have multiple versions of the same thing happening, and that's a bit wasteful. So
that's what I'm saying. What I find funny, someone may not, and then it just changes that whole thing.
I mean, but with the multiple clips thing, I mean, there could be just a generic cooldown. Actually, there's been a clip.
Switch to the 4-man.
Yeah.
Because this would be one definitely with Memory Leak to get his insights on it.
Yeah, but like you can have a cooldown. The system could be like, oh, we've noticed that there's been a clip command. In the last 30 seconds, we can't make another clip. So
right, but
five people are doing it at the exact same time.
But that then poses the problem is. Actually, they are too. No, but it's not through my software.
Yeah.
It poses the question is, if I find something interesting and I want to clip that, but then it won't clip on the next point because it's already been done, you lose content. So again, clips on a fall into that thing of no, I don't believe it should be the case. It should come down to you running your own individual software. But Memory, I want to check this to you because I mean you've done some features for Glimish and you've made things. What's your take on from a coding standpoint or from a development side for clips on that sort of and even Vods, I guess?
Well, I think Vods in general are just very wasteful. I, to be perfectly honest, there's a site out there that blows all the other sites away when it comes to finding VODs, and that's YouTube.
Yeah.
You can't really compete with that algorithm. No matter how much you hate the algorithm, you can't compete with it.
You don't hate the game, hate the player. That's right. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. It may still kick out things that you saw 10 years ago, but it's still the best thing around.
Yeah.
Right?
Hate the script.
So it's from that perspective, and it's from a development perspective, there's not only there's the storage, and we're talking about storage of like tons of hours of things, and it's you can't just throw that on any old server. You got to have some sort of content delivery network, because otherwise you're never going to get performance out of that, or it's going to drag down the performance of your other servers while people are watching stuff. I'm not even sure how Twitch does it, because their VODs are available immediately.
Yeah.
But then they stop.
Jackson money.
But then they stop. Right? Like you can click on the VOD and it'll go up to a certain point and then it stops. So I don't know exactly the technology that they're doing there.
It is kind of impressive.
It is. And I mean, YouTube probably does it the best, where you have live. You can just, time, a live stream, you could just go back 5 minutes and find out what you missed, and it'll just keep on going.
Have that
so
live replay buffer. So
well, that's what I was just
about
to say. So instead of having, say, like with Glimish, we don't have that scrubbing feature. We can't just like jump into a stream and then go back to where they start and catch up. Like, would that be maybe a more beneficial option, as opposed to having a VOD generically, where you could actually just scrub back, like, oh, I've jumped in, he's been going for half an hour, I want to go back to the start, just watch and kind of catch up with it. Would that be a more beneficial, especially from a coding side or from a development side, would that be an easier thing to structure, maybe?
Well, the thing that always puzzles me about this is that streamers seem to really like clips and VODs, but they don't really like to keep them locally for some reason.
Yeah.
And when we're recording you on the server side, we're subject to all the hiccups and all the drops, frames, all that stuff that you are not subject to on your side. So you will always have a superior clip on your side, regardless of everything, right? So I don't know why people want the inferior option, honestly.
I think it's mostly because they would have limitations with their own capacity limitations. But also it is mostly just ease of content. They can just like repurpose it to YouTube, like no problem. And like
it's sort of set and forget, isn't it? Like, you
pretty
start,
much,
it's just there. It's just like, I don't need to worry about it. It's done. It's kind of like a lazy man's way of doing it.
Yeah, it does kind of promote a bad habit of just like letting it do its thing, thinking like it'll come in handy at some point. Like someday I'm gonna have like that one stream I want to take and edit up and throw back up, and it's gonna be amazing. But then it never really happens.
I kind of like the idea of like a live buffer, but I do enjoy it, because say you showed up half an hour late and you missed like a really critical part at the start of the stream, you want to sort of scrub back a little bit. I understand the benefits, but also I think of, well, if you want to see the stream, try and be here on time.
You tune in,
just as a smart ass sort of thing. But I also do understand. That's it. And I do understand, people are in different time zones. Schedules are tough. I get that. I'm a realistic person, but also,
you're touching upon the one thing that has always puzzled me about how Twitch does it, right? Which is time zones. As a developer, I can tell you, time zones suck. They always have, and they always will. But if you have VODs, time zones are no longer an issue, theoretically, right? If people can find them. But nobody can find them unless you're already following a person. So what good are they?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but this throws back into the, if you're watching a VOD, you may as well just be watching YouTube. You're not actually watching the live stream itself. So it goes back to, are you actually supporting the streamer when they're live? Because realistically, you're not. Especially if that VOD is localized on the platform.
Right.
If that VOD gets uploaded to YouTube, a whole different story. Obviously, you supporting them on there. It's a whole different algorithm, blah, blah, blah. I mean, they could even make money off it if they really wanted to. So, yeah.
That's what I mean. It's like a second arm, isn't it, really? It's like you've got your main arm of live streaming where you're playing it, and then you've got that video on demand through YouTube where people can just like go and catch up with it. Like that's... some people have already got a YouTube account. They don't want to make a Twitch account, or they don't want to make a Trovo account. They just want to catch up with the VODs. It's a problem, and like I say, like we touched before about, where do you draw the line? Like streaming wise, the size can vary. Like you've done 23-hour stream speed, and like that VOD would be massive, but
would have been
on
absolutely
the same
astronomical.
Note, it's just not feasible when you break down the costs involved. It's just not feasible.
No.
And not only that, it's as someone who spent years taking hours and hours of footage, doing long form Let's Plays and cutting them down into 30-minute pieces, episodes to put on YouTube. Having the same problem that every other Let's Player on YouTube has, which is everybody watches the first 5 episodes and then they don't watch the other 72.
Yeah.
It's almost a given that clips are a better solution altogether.
Yeah.
Especially in the TikTok world, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You could almost say era at this stage. However, would it be fair for me to say that, like, the idea of VODs and to a lesser extent clips, it does kind of devalue the whole live streaming thing, doesn't it?
It does, yeah, exactly right. And Mytho was saying that kind of thing. You've got the live stream for the interaction. When you're just watching a VOD, you don't need to interact. You don't need to comment because you can just watch it and bugger off. It's just weird like that. It's
that special.
Yeah, but like
at that point, you're watching it because you like it's probably a game that you've played and that you like, right? And you just want to see somebody else suffer through it.
But like, let's take clips for example, right? It's basically the same as VODs. You have clips stored locally on the platform. Yeah, it's handy. People get to see snippets, but it does take away from the live aspect of live streaming. So, like, as much as I
being there, man.
As much as I advocate clips, and I think clips are a great idea, upload those clips somewhere else. Upload them on social media. Upload them on YouTube. Get those out there because that's essentially your advertising. You've taken a really, really hot take of whatever happened in that stream, and that's going to entice people to come over and watch you.
Just quickly, if anybody in chat does want to join the conversation, please jump on in. We'll bring you
Only
in.
one more.
Come share your opinions. Again, don't be shy. Come and share the opinions. That's what it's all about. It's just maybe putting things out there that we wouldn't normally touch on.
I've only got a mask for 5 people.
One more. All right, there's Paco. Bringing him in. You got room? Make room.
That's it. That's it. No more. We've got room for no more people.
His mask isn't big enough.
I don't have enough masks for people.
Nah, it's fine.
I just realized that this new setup.
I'm gonna be playing a game with some friends here soon, but yeah, I figured I'd shoot the shit while I was waiting.
Yeah.
This new Discord setup has nerfed my lighting.
Yeah, it's later and darker. You just, we notice that.
I had to turn a light on because I'm a developer and I'm usually in the dark. So
have you seen me? I have my camera off for a reason.
Lol.
I just have a full screen notepad open, just so I have a full monitor of light.
Who needs a ring light? I've got Notepad.
Yeah.
Good news is
That's great.
There'll be no VODs to match this up. You'll have to go to YouTube to find this one later.
Sad face.
Notepad dark mode. Anyway, that's not going to work.
So obviously, Parker, you had a bit in the chat there to say, but you bounced in. So what where's your take on VODs, clips, things like that, especially on a platform side? Are you for or against it?
VODs, I'm against. Like I understand the appeal of VODs. They're a great way for your community, your existing community, to catch up. In theory, they're a way for new people to discover you. The reality is, VODs are almost completely useless unless, like Memory Leak Death said earlier, there's already a great VOD system and it's called YouTube. Unless you're uploading your VODs to YouTube, they are almost completely and totally worthless for engagement and for discoverability, especially discoverability. Nobody is randomly coming across your offline ass channel and going, hey, let me watch them stare blankly at Genshin Impact for 6 hours. That'll be fun. Like, it is not a thing that happens. VODs are a relic, unfortunately. There's something that was big a long time ago. They were very important. Like, the earlier days of streaming, they mattered a lot, I feel like. Now, they're outdated, especially with clips. With clips and social media going to short-form content this way, clips are infinitely more useful. Not for people catching up on content, but for promotional purposes.
Yeah, I mean, like, old school streaming. You'd only stream for an hour, 2 hours, maybe 3, and like that was your streaming. So having a VOD for that wasn't too bad. You've now got people streaming for 12+ hours.
Yeah, well, look at these guys on YouTube. They're doing sleep streams that just never go to bed. Like, they're just, it's a constant thing. Like, how do you have a VOD for that? Like, you just, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. No, this is where
Yakes isn't here, by the way.
this is where short form.
I still want to give him burn ointment.
This is where short form content, strives in this day and age, because you don't. You've got a 12-hour stream. I only really want to watch like a minute of really really good segments of whatever it is that you did. Because I have the attention span of a fucking goldfish. Yeah.
It's so fucking short now.
Well, I mean, look at our YouTube channel for the show. Like, we're only live for about an hour and a half, but we're sort of not getting that hour and a half view time. So you can't, having, like I said, the VODs are just, it's a relic. It's non-existent anymore.
Yeah.
So here's a question: is it more important? Is it important to have those clips linked to your streaming page, or is it just important that they're out there somewhere?
You have to link them. You can't just sort of throw them out there in the
whether
wild.
That's through like the most brilliant thing TikTok has done. The reason they are the juggernaut they are today is because every clip you make, every clip you put through YouTube, it automatically appends that little stinger at the end with the TikTok logo and your username automatically. That is fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I see your point there. Like, would you have it on, say, like, okay, let's say clips here on Glimish, or clips you'd sidetrack and put to, say, TikTok or YouTube? Like, I kind of.
But you could even tag. You could watermark your channel on the clip itself. So
one thing that I would love to see, when Glimish has clips, when that's a thing that's fully functional, operational, and it's working the way we want it to. What I would love is to have a share button for like when you're in your creator dashboard or whatever, have a share button for your clips and automatically share it to all the socials that you already have linked through your profile, and for it to be TikTok style where it automatically appends a stinger to the end of it that has Glimish and your username on there.
Yeah.
And that would be a good feature, actually.
Yeah. I mean, what? Clips are
Yeah,
only...
let's rip off TikTok. Yeah.
Clips are only like 30
let's
seconds
rip off
long.
one of
So
the most successful media companies to happen in the last 20 years.
I mean, but it
We're
works.
surveillance companies.
Yeah, but they're also media.
Ooh.
We just won't steal your shit. We'll ask for it.
Glim Talk. Oh no.
Well, no, don't do that.
Glim Talk.
Don't.
Start our own short form content.
Please.
Glim Talk.
Please.
Glimtic. Yeah.
Please don't.
My God.
So my thing with that then, okay. What about like you say sharing on like individual socials? But what about like if say a friend or someone like that wanted to share it as well? Like what if if they liked that clip or whatever, they wanted to share. So say like Memory Leak comes in and he's like doing coding or something just works and it's just brilliant and he puts the clip out. You know, what'd you take on sharing, their clips, like sharing someone else's clips?
From a Glimish perspective, I would say that that's something that should be it should be an option for the streamer to allow third-party sharing of their clips. And if so, same thing. It puts the Glimish logo and the content creator's username on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it depends on your definition of sharing. Is by sharing you're saying they're uploading a copy of it or they're just sharing a link?
Yeah, and that's a question that would have to be answered, and I guess that would partially depend on like where it's going to, because ideally clips are not going to be something that live on the system for very long.
No.
Like each day that we add to the lifespan of clips on the system, especially as the platform grows, that is just an exponential cost, more and more and more as we go.
Yeah.
And
But like,
I can, even with clips, I can see it becoming astronomical so fast.
So, even though clips are short and whatnot, would you say like a 2-week turnaround, for a clip
Maybe.
to be on the system
I don't even know if I'd do
feasible?
2 week. I'd say probably a week. If you haven't done
7
something
days.
with your clip in a week, then you're probably either not going to do anything with it, or it's going to be outdated by the time you put it out there. The short form content especially thrives on that rapid turnaround. If you're not putting out 14 clips a day, you might as well not even look at the algorithm.
Honestly, I'd say that's 3 days maximum.
Yeah. Some of us don't get around to getting stuff done in 3 days.
That's your own fault of productivity. Do you give a shit or not, man? But really, it's just the more, like Paco says, it's like more exponential in cost if more and more people on the site start using that feature, and that scares the shit out of me because like Glimish to me just does not seem like a site that's going to retain its purpose and values if money becomes more of an issue. And without clips, it's a great feature to have, but without clips, it's less worries overall for the platform's health.
Yeah,
in a way.
Regardless of how you look at it, whether it be clips or VODs, it's definitely not a thing until like way further down the line, when the platform is in a much more, financially stable position where it is, regularly turning a decent profit and, is able to, spare money for such expenses.
Yeah. I mean, that would have to be a foresight, but I mean, that's it's still a good concept to have sort of in the background and thinking about.
No, for sure.
How would that look on Glimish? Given the ethics and whatever else of Glimish, the morality, how would it look?
How would
Because
what look?
it'd be a different landscape. Oh, the clips. You know, you talk about the clips and being able to share, sort of thing. Having that storage for, you know, clip component, I guess, would be the thing.
Mhm.
Because, like I said, we were talking just before about clips and how they could be spammed. So then you just start getting, you know, the kids coming or the trolls just coming and just keep hitting the button to make clips, and it explodes exponentially. So unless you have some sort of cooldown or you know, system in place that would stop the abuse of the clip button, I guess would be
I
some
think
sort of
what
feature.
would be more likely, instead of a hard limit on timeouts or anything like that, would be a file size limit. Say each creator
Oh yeah.
gets 2 gigs of clips, and if you
Mm.
fill that up and you want to make more clips, you need to either download or just straight up delete your clips, make some room for them.
Mm.
You know, something
Well,
like
that's
we could
fair
even
too.
have it. You could have a
Mm.
toggle in the settings, like in your creator dashboard, that doesn't exist, that I keep referencing as if it's a real thing. You could have a
It
toggle in your
will be
creator
eventually.
dashboard where when you download a clip, it automatically removes it from the server, so
Yeah.
that it's like a one-stop shop. You're cleaning house, saving your clips. That way you can prepare them to go out anywhere else, or you can share them out from there. Be like, yep, it's up, we're good. Delete, save, whatever you need to do.
No, forget that little checkbox for applying the Glimish stinger automatically. Because remember, everything on Glimish is opt-in.
Not
I
everything.
think that's important.
No, the terms of service are not opt-in.
Fair point. But you know what I meant.
So, I mean, but that also brings us back to your original thing, which is, are clips on Glimish or on any streaming site, is it important that you can see them on that site, or is it more important that you can get them somewhere where people can see them?
I honestly think it's more
Flasher.
important that you can get them elsewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say
Yeah.
it's good to have them for the creator to see, but not necessarily the community, because then it's up to the
Yeah.
creator to download, share, or shift that out. So I think in that essence, I would say it would just store in your own, like I was saying, in your dashboard, so to speak, and you could just go through and say, yeah, that was crap, don't want that, and pull that one, delete that one.
Yeah, like
'Cause
as you said,
Honestly,
Parker,
Replay
it's
Buffer does a better job.
Yeah, pretty
And
well.
honestly, I've seen use cases on Twitch and stuff where there are streamers who, when they go to sign off, they'll show every clip that was made that day during their sign off.
That's a
Which is
cool
kind of a
idea.
neat
I like
little
that.
thing. So I could see there's benefits to having it like available somewhere on the platform.
But like, I agree with
again,
But they
it's
can
not-
do that
not for
on their
long term,
PC
right?
anyway.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't understand that side of things. But like, I agree with Parker. It's more of a promotional item. It's a way to promote your channel and your
Short form
content.
media.
Yeah, yeah. That is the major benefit of having clips.
It's a keyhole.
Yeah, pretty well.
But in that, you need to have the ability to share it. So, yeah, I think a decent sharing outlet from the platform would definitely help. If
A share
clips
button would be
were,
helpful first.
yeah, if clips to share someone else's stream, perhaps, maybe.
Well, that was going to be my next point. If you can get the share for the clips, the possibility of having a share button so that you could just put, like, for example, now they could hit share and it would go onto their socials that, they're watching SideNote or watching the Glimish channel before, like that sort of thing would, not necessarily use up a lot of space per se, but be an interesting feature just to have that, hey, look, this is where I'm at, it could help with the whole production and whatever else of, I didn't realize you could share that. So it just now poses that question, like, would that be an advantage as well?
Yeah.
I'll be honest, this whole conversation has got me flip-flopping now. Because I've been, before this conversation, I've been very, very keen on, like, fuck VODs, but clips are good. But this conversation has me questioning that a lot. But now I'm just thinking, like, imagine if there was actually a share button, like, next to the support button or whatever, but it was also like multi-purpose, like the support button, and that's where you have the clips feature, like share to Twitter or to some other integration, or make a clip and share to whatever.
Well, I think
that'd be a nice innovative way
for
like,
the viewer.
Yeah.
I think being able to like share to social media or something, just share the channel in general, should definitely be up there. When it comes to like sharing to YouTube or and pretty much everything else, that should be on the creator side of things.
Wait, did I say share to YouTube like an idiot?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Sure did.
My bad.
No.
My bad.
But yeah, like getting the whole sharing thing would be just just a different step and just something not really done in the industry.
I mean, Mixer
so
had it. But Mixer had the option to share a stream that you're watching. It was just a generic, oh hey, I'm watching blah, blah, and it just had the link to their thing. That's a good start. Honestly, it's better than copy pasting the URL or hard typing a tweet or some shit.
Oh,
and
what does memory think?
If we could even get the Twitter video cards to work, which requires us to figure out how to embed our stream.
Yeah, embeds have been a bitch.
That would be even better, because every time someone shares it, they can just watch your stream in Twitter while you're live. So
yeah, if we could get embeds working, then there's actually that would open up quite a few things. One of the things that would have been really nice for embeds to be working was during Pride Month, because Tiltify has embed ability. We could have put it right into our page.
It does too.
Yeah, I'd love to I used to do a lot of charity streams on Mixer, and Mixer had the ability to embed in there, so you could like literally set up a schedule. And I once did a 48-hour stream with a bunch of people helping me out, and we had different games, different people, different segments, and we could schedule it all, and it would automatically go through, and at the proper time it would switch the embed to a different channel if needed, whatever the case may be. Like, it has a lot of really cool functionality with embeds. But unfortunately, it didn't work.
I guess
something to.
I guess this is where we need. I guess this is where we need people from the community with dev knowledge, to if they want to help out on Glimish. To
let me stop you right there, because I basically have no knowledge of anything.
No, but there are only.
I'm touching my screen, pointing directly at memory leaked
But there are.
I'm tickling his forehead on Discord.
But the point is that there are. Jesus.
Giggles.
So the point is that there are only a handful of people actually capable of going down those paths. We do as a community platform need a few more people to find interest in. Oh yeah, well, I know how to do that. I know how to do it well. I'll help out with that section of that. Just to sort of help get the ball rolling
More of a
little bit
specialist,
faster.
yeah, what you're saying. Like someone who's specialized in doing that sort of thing, yeah.
I mean, it would be handy, but just general knowledge would help as well. Just to assist in certain things getting along a little bit faster.
So devil's advocate here. Is there a way to redeem Vods? Is there a way that Vods would actually be useful again?
Feasible.
There may be some scenario in which you can redeem Vods in some way, bring back usefulness, whatever the case may be. But a more important question on the Glimish side is, can we make them valuable? Can we make them worth what we're going to have to put in for them? And I'm just not sure that is a possibility right now.
I think the short answer is definitely a hard no at that point. But that's not to say
I would
down
say
the
a
future
hard
that
no.
something doesn't change
Like,
though.
it's like a medium well no.
You sort of have to roll with trends though. The trend was long-term media. The trend now is short-term media. It's a minute, 2 minutes, whatever. You sort of have to fit into that, moving forward. And if somewhere along the line, everyone's like, I'm really tired of this 1 minute video crap, I want to go watch, a half-hour video or an hour-long video, then you sort of move and you just sort of adapt to that as it
you
comes
change
to
with
be.
the landscape, in other words.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, I hate to love and leave, but I'm gonna hop out of here.
It's all good.
You're good. Thanks for your input.
Appreciate it.
Sir.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. One of these weeks, Sunday night won't be the worst night in the entire world for me, and I'll actually get in here and try and have a good conversation with you.
Yeah, for sure. We'd be happy to have you back on the show.
All right, gentlemen. Well, y'all have a great night, and I'll catch y'all later.
Have a good one.
Later
Bye.
days.
Oh, look at that. He was on the money.
I timed it well, yeah.
I mean, it's still an interesting question, like, especially in the sharing option. That's something I guess we didn't really think about in that direction. So,
I mean, but it does open up.
That could be.
It doesn't open up a lot of avenues for a streamer's content. Being easily shareable wherever.
It would also open up content for the platform too, wouldn't it? Because
it would help
third party. It means the platform could use it as a promotional tool as well.
Yeah.
Like some of our creators, and here's a list of say 3 or 4 people, just they can pop up.
Like you could even go as far,
screenshot.
You can even go as far as having a checkbox. When you make a clip, do you give rights to Glimish to use that for advertising purposes? If they were to make like sort of promotional video.
Exactly. Yeah, promotional videos would be cool.
Yeah.
Showing some of the cool things that the creators do and
I mean, because at some point there's going to be an investor. That's an inevitability. That's going to happen somewhere along the line. And you want something to show them. And having clips of content creators is a great way to be like, this is what people are doing on the platform. This is what this is who they are. It's a great advertising piece. So,
but would that then more fall under the marketing side though?
I mean, that would be marketing for Glimish, yes. But that's what I'm saying. It would be an opt-in thing. The content would opt in to say, yes, you can use my content to promote the platform. Whereas you as a content creator would be using your content to promote your content.
Build your own your own home on the platform, sort of thing.
Yeah. So unlike Twitch, where it's like, oh hey, you're a partner, guess what? I'm going to use all of your stuff. So you don't get a say in it at all. Yeah.
So I guess that's a two-pronged attack. So you'd have the first thing, obviously you talk about the share option, which I don't know from a development side how hard that would be. And then you've got the option of the embeds, if that can ever get working and sorted out, on how that would then interact with that share option.
Kind of want to put out a bounty to get the embed sorted. A bounty to all Glimish developers.
Look, hey,
€150 if you can crack it.
I mean, you say that as a joke, but I mean, if that's what's going to get people to come over and give it a crack, maybe that's what we need to do.
Sure. Memory, do you want to make 150 quid real quick?
Yeah, right.
Memory's probably sitting there thinking, I'll have it done by the end of the show. Yeah, pay up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm already typing it up. You don't even have to worry about it.
Yeah, right.
Actually, funny enough, I did look a little bit into some of that stuff because it is something important.
That's right. We'll keep going.
yeah, share button is there's different levels of it. Twitter has its own thing, Reddit has its own thing. They have these little things that pop up, that kind of thing. But
shit, I should have said Reddit. Why did I fucking say YouTube?
but as far as like embedded video on Twitter, like they have a whole developer thing about how to enable it and everything. It's really just comes down to just a few tags. Once we have an actual, the hardest part of that is just getting an embedded player.
Yeah.
Once you have that, you just put the right tags on your page, and when people link to their Glimish page, boom, it just knows how to talk to it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, right.
Yeah, Twitter has most of that figured out. It's just we have to figure out the embedded video thing.
I want to quickly touch on something Speed was saying about the idea of people opting in to let Glimish use their content for promotional reasons or marketing reasons, whatever. I think that's just generally a very non-Glimish thing. Like, even if it is opt-in, which I believe is a very strong part of what makes Glimish Glimish, the problem is that that's probably going to strike up a slight, people are going to say favoritism.
Yeah. Favoritism or...
Yeah, I mean...
Because, let's say, for example, we have 10,000 streamers and everyone's got that box ticked. You can't run 10,000 clips on a promotional tool.
Obviously not.
So then you've got to select. So then then says, well, why did you select mine? What was wrong with mine? Why didn't you do this? And it kind of, I can see the favoritism.
I can see the problem now. The problem comes down to selecting, because obviously there would be a selection happening from a pool of content. So yeah, I get that. I mean, but that's the whole point of these discussions.
We can't have one that says I won't get butthurt if you don't use my.
Yeah, but that's the whole point of these discussions, is discuss these options and then just nut out what works and what doesn't work, and then sort of try and find that happy middle ground.
It's 2022, man. There's no happy anymore.
Yeah, you just delegate, right? You say, we won't come up with it. We'll just have the users pick who they want and have them come up with the video. And
we'd never get anywhere.
Streamers they follow.
I mean,
testimonial thing.
It does pave that sort of intricate road, doesn't it? On like how would you share and who would you share? So I think if it was just down to, say, individuals, like someone in the channel now, they could just hit the share button and just post their Twitter, Instagram, whatever. They're watching it. It would it double as marketing too. Like, the viewers are basically marketing the platform because they're pushing it out to, however many people they've got. If they've got 10,000 on Twitter and 200 on Facebook and 1,000 on Instagram, they pushed it out to thousands of people. But
the streamers' marketing is the platform's marketing.
Yeah.
In a way.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, everyone up there in it.
I mean, but it's a hard topic, It
just adds more questions than answers. Yeah. That's
right. Because we're talking about stuff that isn't implemented, compared to stuff that is active right now. We're talking about what ifs. So, I mean, you're going to get 100 questions to, anything you put forward.
I mean, one thing we can agree on is Vods are redundant. They're gone. They're finished.
Yeah, they can fuck off.
At this current stage, Vods are dead. Yeah. No,
so I mean, that's one thing
which is it's an interesting thing, because I'm recording this to upload later.
Yeah, and I guess
but that's you making your own.
I think it's a little bit different. I think it's the context of the content.
Yeah,
really.
Right. I think I think the interesting side conversation there with Vods is Vods themselves may be dead, but is time shifting dead? Like, is it more interesting to be able to say, "Hey, I came into a stream and I just want to go back a half an hour and see what you did, and then catch up."
But I think
I definitely
kind of like what YouTube does, but maybe not with the whole stream.
No.
You know.
But see, the other thing too with that scrubbing of video, like that would also pave a way for support too, I guess, because if something was to happen on a stream, they could just jump in and scrub back 10 minutes and be like, aha, we hear it, yeah, clip it. And, you know, that could kind of act as a support module too. You know, so I guess in some ways that's kind of like a double road. Like it would allow the viewers just to come back in and scrub back 10 minutes, try and catch a feel for what, you know, the conversation is and try and fit that role rather than just trying to read 5 messages on screen. But it would also act for support as well to be able to go, hey, you breached certain rules or whatever here, you know, and I think that would be like a tool that would be very handy. But again, how do you implement and what's it take to implement that? Can it be done with the current protocols or does it need to be done through, you know, a different protocol? Like, is it RTMP? Is it capable on FTL? All that kind of stuff. Like, how does it translate through the protocols and how hard is it to bring in is probably the next question.
Yeah. I'm not sure, just from a technical perspective, like, I don't think the protocol actually matters there, because at the end of the day, OBS is sending us MP4. You know, it's sending us encoded stuff already. It's sending encoded video. The protocol is just how are we talking to OBS? How is OBS talking to us? And it's not really the content of it. It's you're still sending a video. A video is a video. It's really comes down to how do you seamlessly integrate? Like, how do you keep some of that buffer around, and how do you seamlessly integrate that with everything else?
Right.
You know,
I mean, like, and I do find this very intriguing. The whole being able to, you know, scrub back on a live stream. I do see the handiness of it, but there would have to be a limit. You know, how far back can you scrub? You know,
and I honestly, you know, as VODs are concerned, and as I said in the chat earlier, I honestly think Twitch is probably going to slowly get rid of them from the platform, because they can be more of an issue than they're worth. Like, obviously, you know, you can't find them, and you know, as a developer, I'd be coming in every day being like, explain to me again why we're saving this stuff that nobody can find.
I think you said that to me once when I was watching your stream.
Yeah, exactly. But then it's you know, you've got the DMCA stuff. You've also got, like, you know, not to dig too much into it, but you got like illegal stuff going on sometimes. And all that can be a black mark on Twitch. And I wouldn't be surprised if they were like, maybe we should start to rethink keeping this stuff around.
Yeah, I mean,
at this stage, I just want to see Glimish put out like a little Glim drop animation saying VODs are dead. That's all I want.
Well, you're the meme master, Banjax. Get on it. But like,
okay.
Twitch is all about making money, right? I mean,
yes, sir.
we've seen what. I just needed to give him that push. That's all he needed. Like, we know that Twitch is all about making money, and they will make money however they can. You know, by implementing more ads or, you know, ridiculous taxes that take 30% of your payout. You know, it's just stupid shit. So, you know, if it comes down to it and they're like, look, we need to make more money or we need to save more money, VODs, out they go.
Well, you see, you just, again, something that we probably haven't touched on and even thought about is, okay, on Twitch, you get ad revenue from your stream. Do those ads still appear in your VOD? And if so, if you've got massive views on the VOD,
I think there's Google AdWords
actually
on the VOD page. I think.
So if the VOD is getting viewership, so okay, argument's sake, someone streams for an hour, no one sees it, then 10,000 people watch the VOD, and there's ads in the VOD. Are they getting the ad revenue that they should be getting from the video?
I've never looked into that. I've never looked in to see whether the ads actually show up in the VODs.
Because that'd be an interesting point, because they could be stitching them up. They could be stitching up streamers in that aspect.
I think maybe not on the VODs. Well, no. On the VODs, I think we do get ads, because I ran into a few. But I know on the Clips site, the clips.twitch.tv, like they have Google AdWords under your clips there. And I don't know if anybody gets paid for those other than Twitch.
That's because you only get paid for the viewers. Yeah, you only get paid for the ads on your stream that you show.
Right. So in theory, your VOD could be absolutely labeled with ads and you're not making a cent off it, even though it's your content that they've hijacked.
Yeah, because they don't really say anything about the ads in VODs. It's more like...
No, that's right.
You know, I mean, now you can get a 50% ad revenue cut or some shit if you play a 3-minute ad every hour.
Yeah, that's right. So if you think about that
or something,
yeah.
Let's say that the streamer's got 6 people watching their ad, but yet their VOD generates 1,000 views. They're not generating revenue off that 1,000 views.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
And also, a VOD getting 1,000 views doesn't actually do anything either as far as the
channel.
It doesn't do anything for the content creator. No. So again, why is it there?
Don't want to open that link.
You know, I mean, like, why are VODs there if it doesn't do anything for the content creator? I mean, there's got to be a reason behind it, right? I mean, if there are
it's got to be for the platform
in VODs, then you know.
But then that would then pose the other question: is if there is no ads in the VODs, is that why the VOD's getting more viewership than the live stream? Because people can watch it without ads.
Because it's got no ads.
That's right. So that paves that other question: is your live versus your VODs. You know, do you want to support the streamer and be interactive and put up with ads, or do you want to just sit and watch the VOD later on where you don't have to deal with all the bullshit that comes off from the ads?
Sorry, I had to open up that link.
And yet there's still less ads on YouTube.
That's right. But then the other question...
I appreciate the delayed reaction speed.
Sorry, it took me a while to open up the link.
It should have been a Gloomdrop, not the Gloomish logo, but good enough.
It'll do.
So then wouldn't there be an argument in the case of a streamer to say, hey, I want ad revenue from my VODs?
But we're talking about Twitch. Streamers on Twitch are completely oblivious to all of the workings on in the background. They literally only care about a handful of things. It's viewership, getting a payout.
But I guarantee you, if they saw their ad revenue skyrocket because they've got 1,000 views and they're getting ad revenue off that, they'd be watching their VODs really quickly.
But then there'd be a push for VODs staying around longer. You know, it's so
but
by
that might
Twitch
be the
not saying anything about it.
Only around for a period of time, so you can only gain a certain amount of revenue from those VODs within 7 days or 10 days or 14 days.
But this goes along the path of it's not live content anymore. You know, it's a live streaming platform. It's supposed to be live content. You know, there shouldn't be a push for pre-recorded stuff. That's YouTube. That's the whole reason why YouTube was made
I get
in the
that,
first place.
Sidetrack from that for a minute. Like the whole fundamentals of the VODs is why are they keeping them around? Why haven't they ended it? There's got to be something in it for Twitch to be making money from it. There has to be.
Yeah. And at one point in time, I don't know if it's still there, but you could actually restrict your VODs to only subscribers, right?
Yep.
I think you could,
so
yeah.
I don't know if that had to do with not showing ads or what on that.
I think that was just a content creator choice.
So, like, you could run pre-roll ads before you came into the stream?
Yes. Yeah, so
my point would be, if you've still got the pre-roll turned on and it affects the VOD, technically it's still your content. You should still be getting your revenue from those ads based on the viewers of your VOD.
See, when I was on Twitch, I never ran any ads ever. I didn't run a pre-roll. I didn't forcibly play an ad because it was cents, like literally cents.
Yeah, it's
like
literally nothing.
Like 2 cents for that ad. Yes, so I'm a millionaire next week. It was absolutely pointless unless you're getting like thousands of viewers on a stream. Ads make 0 sense.
Sweet
literally and figuratively.
it just poses that question though, like I said, is should you get your ad revenue from a VOD? If that's what they're going to do, if they're going to keep VODs around, should you not be getting your ad revenue from your VODs?
I don't think you should.
Like, they could be using that as justification for the storage costs, right? We're storing this VOD for you, so you don't get the ad revenue on it. Maybe.
From a business perspective, I would say no. You will not get ad revenue from this VOD. You will get ad revenue from live streaming because it's a live streaming platform. Any revenue that comes from the VOD covers the cost of us storing that VOD for you.
So then as the streamer, how do you combat that? You turn them off.
Turn off VODs. Which
so
Twitch
that way they
told everyone to do to avoid DMCA.
Yeah, they did, yeah.
So
wasn't it after they fucked up putting out their own tools to help them get around that stuff?
Yeah, it's when their own tools shut their own stream down. Yeah,
like oh shit, we screwed up here. Just turn them off, and you'll avoid it. But so that's what I mean. It pays that question. Anymore. Yeah, exactly.
But speaking of
default now, right? You have to turn them back on.
I think so. Yeah, I think it's off in your dashboard, and you've got to turn them on.
But this poses another problem. We talk about live scrubbing and that then brings DMCA that little bit closer. Because say a publisher of some music firm is just so happen to be watching your stream and it's like, oh wait, I know that song. We own that song. Scrub back, record, bam, done. It's
like in the gym,
it's just going to make it.
Executives getting so hyped and giddy at that idea.
It'd be like that scene at Ghostbusters.
Ooh, I own this one. I own this one. Sue.
I mean, no matter if you've got the scrubbing or not. I mean, if someone from the DMCA thing is sitting in your channel and you're playing DMCA music, they're going to see it, hear it anyway. So whether they can scrub back 10 minutes, whether they can hear it with 30 seconds, they're still going to catch it. You can't get away from it. So I don't think the scrubbing back for 10 minutes or whatever is really going to be a detriment in that aspect. Like, if you're doing it, you're doing it. There's no question about it. You're going to get a cease and desist letter that says, hey, you can't be using that shit. You got to pay us money. At the end of the day, whether they get it from 10 minutes earlier or they get it live, it makes no difference.
Yeah. That's one of those rabbit holes that we've been down before. We're not going to go down that one again, not anytime soon anyway. And until they decide to change DMCA laws and whatnot. But
yeah, I don't think they'll do that in a hurry.
No.
I really hope there's an uprising at some point just to shut that down and force them to update copyright.
It's going to take one hell of an uprising, and I guarantee the music world is going to smother anyone who stands up against them.
You're basically talking about an uprising against Disney. Think about how big Disney is. They're the ones that want this the way it is.
Yeah. It's not fun.
Yeah. So
I think with enough planning, you can get your Volkswagen Golf, get Mickey as he's coming out of the studio, put him in the boot, Job done. Ransom. Be grand.
Ransom. Shit.
Bloody hell.
I mean,
You want the
I
mouse?
shouldn't have
Help me buy
expected
a
anything
house.
less from Vajax, but I mean,
No, it's surprising nonetheless.
Like, you know what? If you're more of a golf person or a polo, maybe you would prefer Fiat. I don't care. The point is, mouse-sized trunks. It's. Sorry, what were you saying?
kidnap him. I was gonna say, anybody else got anything they want to add, or questions, or anything they want to discuss about Vods clips before we wind up the show?
I think as far as clips go, if Glimish was to do it, it would have to be like done in a way that's nice and innovative for like discoverability, like on the platform itself. Like, but that's kind of its own rocky slope. Like, if you look at the building Glimish, like COD had some ideas about VODs and clips and stuff, talking about, you know, if channels can set up like a whole little section of their profile where they can have like these videos, their VODs on display, and they can pick their top ones or something like that.
I think that was something that we had discussed a long time ago.
I think we spoke about it on the offline screen.
Yeah, possibly. I
spoke
do
about it in
remember
the
having
offline
that conversation where you could actually pin a handful of, your top clips to your profile. So if anyone happened to go to your profile, then it's like, oh, well, that's what that guy does.
I mean, at that point, like, why not just give you the ability to embed a YouTube playlist there?
But again, that was the thing.
Embedding, yeah.
But yeah, you've got the YouTube teaser, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
So you could just make your own clip and then compose it together, and then just use that link to create it. So you kind of got that already there.
But it doesn't even have to be a public video; it could just be a private video. So
yeah, exactly.
It would be like there's options there. You just need to get a little bit creative with how you go about it.
Yeah, I mean, that was the thing that I had been thinking about, was like, would people want it to, want to be able to say, like, I want to embed a YouTube playlist either on my profile or on my offline screen or whatever. I have full control of the playlist. The playlist is ordered however way I want it. It's got whatever clips in it that I want, and it's like a teaser for, the channel and whatnot. I mean, because that is like, that's the easiest thing ever, because we're not hosting anything at that point. We're just saying, here's your here's your YouTube playlist, and
sort of rerouting
as long as you have it turned on.
Honestly, I think having like a playlist, like to sort of show off your channel, give a little teaser, is a little bit excessive. Like, all you really need is one teaser with this explicit purpose of being a teaser. And I actually had like a really, really interesting experience recently on Twitch, where like I was realizing, well, since I'm on Glimish all the time, I hardly go to Twitch, and I'm sick of seeing like so many streams I don't actually care about that I've followed out, showing support and stuff. So I kind of did a bit of a culling to like only people I actually knew, people actually in my friend circles and stuff like that. And as I was getting rid of a few channels, I got rid of one channel, but then, like, once you're not following them, they have their teaser on their channel playing automatically, and her teaser played, and I just sat there and watched it, because, like, it got my attention immediately, and by the end of it, I like, oh, fuck, I have to follow again, like, this shit's too good. So I think, as far as, giving people little snippets of your stream, that's the way to go about it. Make a trailer. Encourage people to make a trailer. You can put it on your channel as is, as Glimish is now, and that's really all we need. And we need to try show people that, and kind of detach them from this sort of reliance on VODs and clips that Twitch has made them reliant
that's a
on.
good point.
But with the
That's actually a good
YouTube
point.
teaser link, I mean, who doesn't have a YouTube
I don't have many, but
account?
yeah, right.
But like, who doesn't have a YouTube account now? You know,
Yeah. Everyone's a streamer now.
You're weird though. It's like, but like
I just
our
haven't got on the
kids
YouTube
have
train.
them.
Like,
Yeah, but like
yeah, I never
our
just
kids
got on.
have
Well, I mean,
YouTube accounts and shit.
like I can sign in and sub to people, but I've never actually gone through the whole point of like uploading, creating, all that kind of. I've never done any with YouTube. I just left that alone because it was.
Yeah, but you've still got.
It was one of those.
So yeah.
Oh, I mean, you can sign in with pretty much anything these days.
But like, it just takes a couple of clicks and bam, you've got a channel. You know, it's not that hard, and you can keep all of your videos private. Essentially, it's just storage. It's free storage.
It's free storage, basically.
Anything,
yeah.
You could have it
Sure,
all
if you're
private.
fucking with the YouTube app,
Yeah.
you can accidentally post content with the push of a button.
Like, it's that easy, yeah. So I guess making it more knowledgeable for people to be like, you can have, you know, a highlight reel or something, and just sort of direct them on how to do it. It's not overly complicated. It's just
I'll do infinitely more for their channel.
It's just getting the knowledge out there that this is something you can do.
Well, there's streams like I know we mentioned COD before. I know COD runs like videos, like clips as his starting, like as his intro sort of thing. So again, if they've got the opportunity, and some people, can see that they've got the opportunity to run that on their channel full time, and people can see that just as they're trying to check out the profile. Maybe that opens up that opportunity to say, oh, well, shit, I like. This person kind of puts off a good vibe. I'll give them a follow and I'll check them out when they go live, sort of thing. So I think that tease is probably an underused feature, probably on the platform.
Yeah, it all comes down to how
my
it's implemented.
StreamLoot's partner videos up on mine. Like it's just a clip compilation. At the end, I just like slap on the letters. Can I be partner now? And that's what I literally send to streamers to get partnership.
And that's how easy it is.
I had to sell enough packs first, and thankfully I had good supportive Glimish folk helping me out with that, and I became the 4th Glimish exclusive StreamLoot's partner.
Yeah, nice.
GG. GG.
Well done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
all right.
that will just about do it.
Yeah, we're going to wind it up. Banjax, Memory Leak. Also, Paco, thank you guys for joining us today. Interesting topic. VODs, VODs or no VODs. I think it's kind of unanimous across the board that, it's definitely an outdated feature that's probably no longer needed in the industry. But yeah, I want to thank you boys for coming on the show. Really appreciate the time.
It was fun. It was an honor.
Thank you. Thanks for having the show and just letting anybody come on and BS with you.
No, that's what we're aiming for, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the entire purpose of it.
I'm just here for the memes and to say fuck Vods. And kidnap Mickey Mouse, apparently.
Yes.
To VOD or not to VOD.
Yeah. I'll hold you to that, Banjax.
What?
You better kidnap Mickey Mouse for me.
But I don't have a driver's license.
Ah, see, failed.
Oh wait,
anyway.
No. My neighbor has a Polo. We're fine.
Shit. Well, all right. Well, that's going to wrap us up here today. Tune in next show. Big announcement coming. Scheduled for the next show. Everything going according to plan. Big announcement to come on that show. Keep your eyes on the Twitter, on the socials, as we announce the next topic that we'll be discussing and getting your inputs and opinions on. But until then, thank you to everybody on the show. Appreciate everyone in chat and YouTube. We'll be seeing you in 2 weeks. So stay safe and bye for now.
Bye, everyone.